Bill was at a crossroads. It was during another milestone, the birth of his first son, Homer, that he decided on his next project. The Razor's Edge, a novel by W. Somerset Maugham, detailed the spiritual journey of a World War I veteran who embarks on a quest of enlightenment, which takes him from Illinois to Tibet. Meatballs it was not.
Everybody wants to do what they don't do. The grass is always greener, you know? I mean, if you got the fish, all of a sudden you want the veal.
Hollywood was resistant. America, they maintained, wanted a funny Bill Murray.
Frank Price was the head of Columbia Pictures, and I went to Frank Price and I said, okay, I've got Bill Murray and I want to do this. He had it budgeted, and he came back and said, we can't, even for Bill.
But Dan Aykroyd, eager to have Bill on board for his new project, Ghostbusters, had a solution.
Danny Aykroyd said, why don't you say you'll do Ghostbusters if they'll make this $12 million movie?
A deal was made. Columbia would produce The Razor's Edge. Once it wrapped, Bill would immediately begin production on Ghostbusters. The Razor's Edge provided Murray with his biggest and most personal creative challenge.
It's a movie about self-discovery, and that's the most dangerous place we can be, and the most vulnerable.
I think there was a conscious effort to be something other than a camp counselor or a groundskeeper at a golf course. Try and dig into some stuff that would be more of a challenge and give him another way to get to where he wanted to go.
Bill related very heavily to the spiritual side of the movie, and that's why he wanted to make it. This was something that Bill was very passionate about.
In a key moment of the film, Bill delivered an impromptu eulogy for a fallen comrade played by brother Brian. In reality, the speech came from a deeply personal place.
All the words in that speech were what he had said at Belushi's funeral over Belushi's grave, which is pretty good screenwriting.
There was a certain poignance, I think, to his reaching into his own life.
With The Razor's Edge in the can, he headed back to America to hold up his end of the deal with Columbia. As a result of the unique bargain, 1984 would provide Bill Murray with his greatest commercial success and his most crushing creative failure. Ghostbusters turned Bill into one of the top-grossing stars in the movie business. What happened next shook him to his core. The Razor's Edge opened to harsh reviews and a harsher box office.
The phrase noble failure probably describes that movie, and I think this was an awkward turn for him.
He viewed it as a great film, and it's a statement about himself, and it's a statement about his ability as an actor, what we should be aspiring to, looking into our own souls and spirits. So it was important to him on a personal level.
I think it really wounded him.
The masses had spoken. Bill Murray could do comedy and only comedy. Frustrated, he retreated from the industry, moving to Paris with his wife Mickey and their son Homer.
I think he was just fed up with being in show business.
Bill and his family spent a year in Paris. When Mickey became pregnant again, the Murrays returned to the States, where Mickey gave birth to their second son, Luke. During this time, he focused on his family life, passing on several projects, including a feature film version of Batman in development at Warner Brothers.
This is someone who felt, partly because of his upbringing, that it was important to provide stability and to be a responsible husband and father.
Aside from a cameo in the film Little Shop of Horrors, Bill was off-screen for 4 years. To this day, he refers to the break as, quote, the best thing I ever did.
I do think that primarily this was a time for him to consolidate himself personally. And it may also have been, to some degree, a reaction to failure.